like you said, probably a really strong legacy guy, and maybe not being super comfortable in Hot's macro right now, especially against a guy like JonSnow that just won $10,000 in a tournament.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. By the way, Jon Snow and Believe have opted for Christmas colors this series. So
Nice.
a little bit
Jingle
early.
bells.
It's like they are retail companies. And they're like, oh, October? Yeah, let's throw the Christmas stuff on right away. Get it on the racks. Want some Rudolphs? Want some snowmen? I want everything going on because we need to cash in on Christmas as hardcore as possible. So, spawning in the Christmas green of evergreen Christmas trees and other fantastic things, we have Exile 5, Believe.
And spawning in Santa Claus Red, it is our Flipside Tactics player, JonSnow. And Jack, I really hope these players aren't stream cheating. Obviously, there's a delay, it's not helpful. But I hope they don't watch these VODs because we just introduced them as Christmas people.
So, I mean, I think Christmas is a wonderful celebration of happiness. And to be identified as a human being that participates in wonderful celebrations of happiness, is it all that bad? Is it really?
But if JonSnow is in Santa Red, does that
Yeah.
make Believe Elf Green?
Yes. Yes, that is accurate. So, I do think Protoss is the most elven of all the races. If you
Oh yeah,
had
they're
to, like,
space
make
elves.
some, right? Yeah, if you had to make some kind of a comparison, you'd be like, oh, they're kind of elvish, you know, very smart, very lofty, and, you know, that kind of a thing. Float around and they're magical. But they're magical technologically instead of being magically magical in a magic way, you know?
Yeah, so guys, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret here. If you're a StarCraft lore junkie, a lot of the StarCraft lore, and don't tell anyone I told you this, there's a lot of resemblance to Warhammer 40k. And the Eldar in Warhammer 40k are kind of the Protoss equivalent, and they are literally space elves. So I don't think we're far off the mark in calling Protoss space elves.
Not at all. No, I don't think so at all. I think also a lot of Lord of the Rings parallels that go on. I think Moria is the planet that has the richest mines out of all the planets, which is interesting. And then they
Well,
also
it's
do
the
that.
Kelmorion Combine, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, and that's on Moria. And oh, the other thing is they in the storyline they do the same thing as the Palantir. So when Pippin grabs the you know, it's a Palantir, it's a seeing eye type thing. It's a stone circle sphere. He grabs it and he sees the eye of Sauron, which suspiciously looks like the eye of the Overmind. And the same exact thing happens in the Brood War storyline because the Zeratul slashes a Cerebrit, and when he does that, he links minds with the Overmind, and they each see each other's minds for a short amount of time, and that's how the location of Ire gets revealed. So Zeratul is Pippin, in case you all weren't following that. So just imagine whenever you see Zeratul text, just turn the sound off and just imagine Pippin's voice reading that text, and we'll all sound much more accurate. You know, that's really what they meant, but they couldn't get an Irish actor to do the voice of Zeratul. So I guess we'll do this epic deep bass guy, whatever.
Yeah, and I'd say it worked out for them.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
But JonSnow now coming in for a scout, wanting to identify whatever all-in he thinks Believe is going to be throwing at him. Getting a lot of vision here, does see the gates coming up at the front, knows that there's a possibility for that fourth one to be added on, but hasn't identified anything for sure just yet.
He's gotten 3 probe kills. That's an unreasonable number of probe kills to get with 4 lings. You have to be supremely happy as a Zerg player here and be like, I was just going to go poke and I got 3 kills. Like, well, okay.
Can he swing in for another one, Jack? If Believe isn't paying attention?
He might even do it. I think Believe's paying attention, but ooh.
Oh,
Gets out of there with 15
5, 6,
HP. Yep.
7 gates, 8.
Well,
man.
no forge this time, so this will be faster. So that's a thing. Right, that's
Yeah.
definitely a thing.
If at first you don't all in, all in, all in again.
I think that's what they say.
Yeah, especially when you're. If at first
So
you don't NA Protoss even harder.
yeah, I like NA Protoss pretty hard. It's great.
It's a fun way to play the game, and I think a
It's
lot of these
really
guys for NA play a lot more for fun because there's less professional opportunities. But these Lings coming in again for JonSnow, and now he knows exactly what is going on and is maybe going to kill even more of these probes. But no, nice probe split from Believe, trying to chase away these Lings. Hasn't lost anything just yet. A little bit better micro out of our Protoss player this time.
yep, absolutely there. And we have
Two
workers.
probes still.
Two
Ugh.
workers. But he knows exactly what's going on. He's building 3 spine crawlers, tons of link. That's a really interesting location for those 3 spines. Look at that mining route. That is intense. But just building them back, by the way, so that way he can guarantee that they get up. Just being really safe about it. And now he can reposition them if he wants to. But this was a really bad time to reposition them. It looks like they're going to get targeted down. The Lynx coming in to help out and try to help these spine crawlers get finished. Lynx coming in from behind with the wraparound surround. Both these spine crawlers are going to get down and in position. The third one's going to move forward as well. This surround is absolutely perfect. That's totally what he wants right now. All the stalkers go down. New stalkers being warped in. But aside from that, this is going to be a tough nut to crack.
Yeah, Jack, it's hard for Believe obviously to break in here, but he has kept JonSnow down to 2 bases, which is always kind of a nice place to be as Protoss, but he doesn't want to get wrapped around.
Oh
These
my
Lynx
God,
getting on
that's
top
a
of
round.
everything.
So
the
good.
Stalker falls, the Zealots fall, trading out a little bit more cost effectively than the Stalker maybe. JonSnow does have to back off as this warping round comes in, but he just has to wait for another round of reinforcements, take out this pylon, and then he's going to be feeling very comfortable on his 2 bases.
When your proxy pylon is getting killed by spine crawlers, that's never a good feeling. It's just not.
Nope, but this time the wall is up. The Ling's not going to be afforded that opportunity to just stream right in. But there's a lot of surface area on these gateways at the front. Ling's really starting to take down these shields. Stalker and Sentry are warped in to try to push this away. But we're getting into the yellow, Jack. It looks like JonSnow is really trying to break this wall down. Believe not wanting to let Lings into his base, starting a second wall behind it. But it looks like one goes down, and JonSnow not going for the second one, instead choosing to move right into the main and maybe go for even more probe kills with these speedlings.
Absolutely. Love that he pulls off and brings a couple of Lings into the bottom as well to get maximal kills. Just when you're ahead, get more ahead. If their workers are dead, go kill more of their workers so they become into more dead. That seems to be the strategy of JonSnow here. If he has no workers, I will win. Down 8 more workers. The number of workers killed this game is 14-0. So pretty good score there wise, and he's looking to get even more of those worker kills now.
Yeah, but despite all of that, Believe ahead in supply and workers. JonSnow is taking his third, obviously. He's going to have a chance to drone pretty heavily, but he does have to be a little bit careful. Obviously, maybe a third hatch cancel could be powerful until he has the creep spread, so he can maybe get another spine crawler down there.
Yeah, and I think that these 3 spines, though, form this really nice sort of zoning technique. So it's like, well, if you want to get my third base, you have to go all the way around to get to it without going through my spine crawlers. And that's definitely not the first place he's going to check. So he's going to come through, see the spines. All right, I have to move around. This is annoying kind of a thing. Basically, right now, I'm just waiting for the Dark Shrine to show up. That is where I'm at.
Yeah,
The
Spire
Twilight
gonna
Council
be
is
the
on the
tech
way,
choice.
so...
But Spire's the tech choice at JonSnow, and it's a pretty standard like 2-base muta economy coming in at a weird time because of
no, it's that usual 12-minute 2-base muta with a third that doesn't have drones on it timing that we all know and love. It's one of my favorite things to do as a Zerg. Whenever I roll Zerg, I'm feeling good with that move. Absolutely. Yeah, I think this Twilight Tech is going to come in and not researching anything. There is the blink, but I imagine we may see a little bit of DTs. Blink will be nice. There's the DT Shrine, very good. And third base coming down. And I think that we can joke about it, right? We can make fun, and it's a good time. We're like, oh, it's another DT Shrine. But there's something to be said for playing the way that you know how to play the game and sticking to your plan. A lot of times you can feel like, well, he figured me out. I need to switch up my plan. But if it's not something you're prepared about, most of the time you're going to have a better percentage chance to win games if you stick to the style that you're strongest with, and that seems to be for Believe this 2-base aggression style or 1-base aggression style into some DT harass.
Yeah, but these first mutas coming across the map, JonSnow almost revealing them before all 12 are bunched up, but it looks like he's going to go in, he's going to try to kill even more of these probes, Jak, moving right
That's
into
right.
this mineral line. And all of a sudden, the first probes go down immediately, already damaged from the Ling attacks. 5 probes have fallen already, and Believe has nothing. His blink is not finished. His stalkers are not in position. This is going to be such a rough time for him.
Oh, he's even going to take out the Dark Shrine. This is some really, really rough times for Believe here. He's staying in the game so far. He knows that if he loses this game, he loses the series, and he's out of the tournament. Muta's going to be super safe. I meant the patience and the just being really safe with these mutas, keeping them alive at all costs, then coming in with the Lings. Gonna finish up this third without too much trouble at all. He just force fielded himself in. He's nice and safe there, but it turns out, oh, I don't know about this move over here. Going for some sentries.
Yeah, you don't want to bleed out those mutas to stalker shots. Stalkers obviously being very cost efficient against the gas expensive, fragile mutas that don't have a lot of DPS, but are really good units.
Yeah, it's all about getting that critical mass, right? He's at 17 mutas right now, so he's not in that 30 to 40 muta stage where you're just like, I kill everything right now. If you don't have splash damage, you're just dead. But at this point in time, he is going to move around. He's continuing to increase his muta count. And for the meantime, though, Believe does hold on to this third base. Very important for him right now. And especially because JonSnow is on a 3-base economy, only now starting to, or rather finishing, droning up this third base.
Yeah, man, this is like JonSnow is a guy who I think what really sets him apart from other players is his micro, and he's showing us this right now with his mutas darting into this mineral line, backing out, getting a couple probe kills, taking out that photon cannon. So when he goes back in next time and the photon overcharge is dissipated, he's gonna have an easier time of things. But Believe not being sloppy, remaking those photon cannons defensively, not wanting to take huge amounts of mutaless damage just because he played unfortunately. Ooh, getting nice catches on some of those mutas as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think really smartly positioning, taking the stalkers that he needed to defend against the mutas, leaving the zealots and the sentries by the third base, so that when that big Ling attack came in, it's like, oh, nice positional play from JonSnow, but it was very much predicted and made ready for by Believe.
Yeah, man. But it looks like JonSnow, he's relentless with this aggression, man. He's poking back into this main base with these mutalisks, trying to get some more damage done, taking out that pylon at the edge, just going to blind Believe to further attacks, and still sitting at the edge of this, picking off 3 probes here and there, and then backing out without really losing anything. Oh, big blink on
nope.
those.
And just as I said, he's like, I'm going to attack into the stalker ball. But yeah, just going in for the most part, getting only the guaranteed damage and then getting out. He's got exactly 66 workers, which is perfect. 3-base saturation. And he's going to be droning up that 4th base there, maybe just for the extra gas. This gas huge at this point in the game, getting that muta count up. And in the meantime, he's getting his hives, getting pathogen lens, getting his 2-2. So he's getting all of the things that he's going to need late game, so he's totally prepared. In the meantime, though, the tech of Believe is quite behind. He's got the Templar archives up, but as far as Templar, he's got none. No Archons, no Templar, nothing like that. He does not have, excuse me, he doesn't have Storm Research yet. So really, really rough spot technologically right now for Believe. And ooh, getting in there, sniping out some more of those sentries.
Yeah, he caught 4 sentries there. That's so much gas for Believe, who is he's on 3 bases, man. But look at his gas. He's so gas starved, and he can't afford to be bleeding out sentries right now. And he's gonna step on the creep. He's saying, "This is my moment. I'm gonna make something happen right now." Coming up into this spine crawler wall with these blink stalkers, blinking aggressively right into big fungals from JonSnow. All these Zerglings trying to get on top of the stalkers. Infestors sitting back, waiting for this fungal energy to recharge, and the army of Believe is just disappearing under the firepower of JonSnow.
Yeah, he's getting there. Oh, all of these infestors, though, are really low in energy, and they're super duper close to that. They have a chance to get picked off. This Archon is absolutely doing work, but it looks like it's not going to be enough. The entire army of Believe has been routed, and the counterattack is on its way.
I think we're going to see JonSnow move on to the finals. And what did that say? God Snow?
God Snow.
Oh man,
Hail, God
God
Snow.
Snow indeed. Yeah. Jon Snow just being one of the best North American players, man. I mean, this is a guy there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there aren't that many like really good NA players left, but Jon Snow goes to show that like not all stereotypes are true, man. He's just one hell of a guy.
Yeah, Jon Snow is a really strong player. He's been up and coming for a long time now, just getting better and better. And I'm really excited to see what he does in Void. But in this tournament alone, he just went 3-1 against Believe. And our next match will be Epic versus Strange.
Yeah, I would guess we would go to a quick break, but I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, guys,
Wow, that
we
was
are
an
gonna.
excellent guess.
Yeah.
You may have done production before.
Predictions are one of my specialties. So, guys, we are going to be jumping into a quick break. Don't go anywhere because we have more fantastic StarCraft 2 coming up for you after the break.